Okay, so here's the next part of the email from Audra, which you can see the part 1 right before this. But basically, we know that we have approximately 7 months altogether. The first 4 months being the time before she enters the 3-month period, or 12 weeks before actually getting on stage for show. So we know that she's currently 181 pounds, 26%. We know that she's got 47 pounds of body fat, 134 pounds of lean mass. And what I like to do to kind of give us an idea, not that this is going to be the case when she actually gets close to show or gets in that 12-week window prior to show, but I like to come up with something totally hypothetical so that we kind of know what direction we're going. It's kind of like a map. So if we take the same 181 pounds, and let's hypothetically say she's at 9% instead of 26%, it would give us 16 pounds of body fat instead of 47, and 165 pounds of lean mass instead of 134. Now, she's not going to look like that because she kind of look like Lou Ferrigno. I mean, honestly, a woman at 181 pounds at 9% body fat is big, muscular-wise. So, but this gives us an idea of how much body fat we actually have to lose. So if we take 47 pounds of body fat minus 16 pounds of body fat, that gives us 31 pounds of body fat to lose. So to get from here to here, she'd have to lose 31 pounds of body fat, basically. So if we take her current weight, 181, minus the 31 pounds of body fat, she's going to end up at 150 pounds. Now, the goal during that 4-month period before she enters the 12-week window prior to show is to put on a significant amount of lean mass. You want to maximize the lean mass gains so that when she does lean down, you see what's underneath the muscle, right? And she also wants to put it on pretty symmetrically. Like, for example, most women are, when they're first starting out doing weights and stuff, are pretty weak in the rear delts. So, for example, when she puts on lean mass, she's going to focus on her areas that she wants to add some lean mass to kind of balance out her physique. Let's say she's really strong in the quads already, so she doesn't have to put a lot on there. But my point being is that there's a lot of information out there about how much lean mass you can actually gain in a period of time, but it's pretty fair to say that you can gain up to about 7% of your body weight in 12 to 16 weeks. That's with, of course, proper weight training, proper nutrition, natural supplements, so on and so forth. So if you've got all that on your side, your diet's good and everything else, then in about up to 16 weeks, sticking to a program like that, you can gain up to 7% of your body weight in lean mass, which a good portion of that's going to be muscle. So let's just aim for the whole thing and say she's going to gain 7% of this 150 pounds. That's about 10 pounds of lean mass. Or 150 pounds, which I'm about here, plus 10 pounds of lean mass gives us an end weight of 160 pounds. So 160 pounds, let's say she has the same body fat, which is what we used as a hypothetical, right? Then 160 pounds with this same 16 pounds of body fat puts her at 10%. And that's just in the first 4 months. So we don't need to enter the 12-week period prior to show at 10% because you got the 12 weeks to drop body fat. So let's just say during that 12-week period of time, it's very safe and very doable to lose 1 to 2 pounds of body fat per week. So that would be, in a 12-week period, 12 to 24 pounds in the 12 weeks. So let's just be a little bit conservative, but not too conservative. Let's say you're going to aim for right in the middle of that. So let's say 18 pounds. You're going to leave 18 pounds to within that 12-week period of time to get rid of. That's just a little more than 1 pound body fat loss per week. So 31 pounds, right, minus the 18 pounds gives us 13 pounds is the difference. So really over the next 4 months where she's focusing on lean mass gains, that 10 pounds, she really only has to lose about 13 pounds of body fat in 4 full months to enter her lean down period prior to show with only 18 pounds to lose in 12 weeks, which is very doable and pretty darn safe. So that being the case, what does she focus on? Well, 4 months prior to the 3 months getting ready for show, 7 months altogether, this first 4 months, really she's got to focus on lean mass gains. Obviously, you probably knew the answer to that question, and I was going to say, you all know this, that of course you got to focus on lean mass gains. But she was concerned about visually looking at this large amount of body fat to lose and how much of it she should drop. And since there's only 13 pounds and 4 months, don't focus on dropping body fat at all as a focus in the beginning, because naturally you're going to drop a little body fat simply because you're working out hard and you're putting on lean mass. You're going to naturally burn a few more calories as you add muscle, because it burns a little bit more calories, not a lot, but a little bit. So you're going to have a natural drop, modest drop in body fat simply by starting to change your composition. So it's going to be a residual. Right now, focus on proper eating, proper supplements, and proper weightlifting to put on as much lean mass as you can, naturally of course, in this next 4 months. You're going to get a little bit of residual as far as body fat drop, but it's not going to be a whole lot. And the goal would be then to keep checking along that 4-month timeline to see where you're at, because you'd like to enter this 12-week window with somewhere between 12 and 24 pounds to lose. Granted, if you've got 12 pounds to lose, it's going to be a cakewalk for the most part. If you've got 24 pounds to lose, it's going to be a little bit tougher, but you can do it. The more fat loss you have to lose in that 12-week window, the more imperative it is that you do everything you can to maintain the lean mass that you have. The more you have to drop in the shorter amount of time, the more muscle you can sacrifice. So that's a whole different topic, and we'll get on that one at some point too. But there's the answer to that first part of Audra's email about what should she focus on now. Well, we've done the timeline. We've done her body composition. We've kind of made a roadmap of what direction we're going, which answers the question of what she should do.